All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I would like to give all praises and infinite glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule and teach well, and peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world, that's pushing out this truth with all diligence and putting their lives on the line to do so. This is the brother Karazazai, out GMS Atlanta, just here with the a lesson going in on the topic of how cruel Esau is, because as you can see here on your screen, I have an article in the video, that I'm going to play, and the article is entitled, Lab Where Horrifying Secret Footage Showed Monkeys Screaming in Pain Could Reopen. And it says, warning, distressing and graphic footage. The heartbreaking footage shows monkeys strapped in as they scream while dogs and cats also appear to be bleeding. This is just, a fairly quick video, and I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Laboratory of Pharmacology and Toxicology is a family-owned laboratory carrying out toxicity tests for European and global authorities. In toxicity testing, animals are injected with or made to eat or inhale different amounts of a test substance to study the poisoning effects on their body. The effects can be severe and can result in death. Not only do these tests cause pain, suffering, and distress to animals, there are also important scientific questions about applying the data from animal tests to humans. The monkeys also suffered from being roughly handled and restrained. They were fitted with a permanent rigid collar, and a pole was used to remove them from their cages to a restraint apparatus. For welfare reasons, it is recommended that monkeys are acclimatized to such capture and restraint prior to the start of the test. In this case, there was no proper acclimatization.
So, the video, is fairly quick, but you can see, how in distress and how hurt, that those animals were, that you see in the video, those monkeys and the dogs bleeding. You had the monkeys having, saliva coming out of their mouth, and they basically, Esau is tormenting them in there, man. And that's really against the scriptures, man. That's a creation of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And here it is, Esau, the so-called white man, is using them, to test their wicked medicines and their vaccines to see if it'll work, man. It just shows, this is just the in-depth, focus on how cruel and wicked that the so-called white man is, man. That's why the scriptures, tell us to never trust in our enemy, man. So, but it says a laboratory where secret horrifying footage showed monkeys screaming in pain has been closed down. The disturbing video shot secretly inside the laboratory of pharmacology of toxicology in Hamburg, Germany, was released by animals rights activists last year, and they're only shutting it down, because the footage was, so-called leaked, man. That's the only reason why they're doing that. It says it showed monkeys screaming in agony as they underwent tests. The film also seems to show cats and dogs that appear to be bleeding and even dying after undergoing cruel tests. The monkeys were hanging from metal harnesses, which were strapped to their neck, and were filmed crying like newborn babies. When the animals were not restrained by traps, they were kept all in small cages, man. Look how cruel and wicked that Esau is for him to even do, certain things like this, man. That was, I think that was it on the article. Well, it's more on it, but if you want to continue reading, you can see the link, at the top. But I'm going to get to the scriptures, because Esau is cruel and evil and wicked, man. So this is Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, a righteous man regarded the life of his beast. See, is no, righteous blood or thoughts in the mind of an Edomite, So they won't even think, to even, they won't even think to even regard, the life of a beast, man. There's no telling, all the things, that Esau is doing behind those closed doors, man. That was only a minute worth of footage, and if you're a righteous man, it ticked you off, It says Proverbs 12:10, a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel, man. Esau can't be cruel to who? The Israelites, nor can they even be cruel to the animal and the beast, the animals and the beasts of the earth, man. But the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, has something coming for you, man. The scriptures speak about, roughly paraphrasing, how you're going to be punished because of your cruelty, man. I think that's in the book of it's either in the book of Sirach or Second Esdras, man. And that's what the Lord has coming for you, man. And He's going to use, His animals and His beasts and His, the earth, all against you, man. So this is Job chapter 5, and this is backing up my point. This is Job chapter 5, verse 23. It says, "For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee," man. This is talking about, in the kingdom of heaven and ultimately, in that day of destruction, man. Or, matter of fact, I'll read up. This is Job 5. I started at 21. It says, "Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh." And who is that speaking about? That's speaking about the elect. The elect isn't going to be scared of, of the missiles and, the famine and pestilence, because we've been calling on the name of the Lord, for this whole time. And the scriptures speak about how the Lord is a protection and stronghold to the men who call upon Him. So continuing on, it says, verse 22, "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth." Why? Because if we're not afraid, somebody's going to be afraid. And who is that going to be? You Edomites and you heathens and two-thirds of our people, of the Israelites. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Why? Because, hey, man, even, within Israel, Jake, do, their animals wrong as well, man. With the dog fighting, some Jake, do the chicken coop fighting, if that's what they call it. So Jake be going off too, man. But this video was particularly made for Esau, man, in the clip that I showed you, man. So it says,